Hello, everybody, and
Man,
welcome
that's
to
metal.
the morning roast. I'm, of course, Sugar Chris, and big shock, no Sam. I know he's not snoozing. He's online on Discord. I don't know what he's doing. Probably waiting on that Tim Hortons. I don't know. I sent him a message on the Discord. I said, "Oh, you're online on Discord, but not in the StreamYard. Tisk tisk." And
Tisk tisk.
but of course, I got with me Mr. Luke Stone.
What's up, man? You
Yep.
guys doing all right?
Keeping it this, we're
How's,
just gonna become a. You're just gonna become a regular. We'll just keep you around all the time.
all right.
What are you wearing, Luke? What is that?
What's this?
What's that shirt there?
Oh,
That's
it's a
Star
Star
Wars?
Wars shirt. Yeah,
Oh,
it's an old Star Wars comic cover,
oh, nice.
and I'm wearing my hybrids hat.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, see, Luke, I was going to ask you that. I was going to ask you, I got my morning roast cup.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, is that too like egotistical or something? Does that come off as like,
Hell
cocky,
no.
egotistical to have your own merch?
No. So, all right. So I used to play in a band, and it was always bad form to wear your own band merch while on the stage. Like if you had a gig, you don't wear your own band merch.
Oh,
That's
okay.
that's like a rookie move. But I think as a comic guy, man, I wear my own stuff all the time. Like
Hmm.
I I was just kind of testing a t-shirt design. The only logo I had was my Luke Stone Studios like cartoon profile that I did.
Yeah.
Well, I don't wear that shirt very often cuz that one does make me feel a little weird wearing that one. I'm like, yeah, I probably shouldn't wear that one. But no, my own stuff I wear all the time. My hybrid stuff, fund my comic gear. Yeah. I mean, heck, who's going to promote my stuff better than me?
That's true. That's
Right?
true. You got a good point there.
Yep.
We got, of course, our chat host is with us, Mr. Soul Ion. He says, "Welcome to the morning roast
So,
with most times on the roast winner, Hybrid creator and Fund My Comic owner, Trash Man." Yeah, hopefully we can do it without noodles this time. Oh, come on. Good morning, Luke, Chris, Luke, and Chad.
good morning.
Hey, there's Sim.
Good morning.
Welcome, Sim.
Hello, Luke.
How you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Good.
Did you get your Tim Hortons?
Nope,
Oh, great. We have a grumpy Sim this morning.
not really. I was up all night working. I took some G Fuel yesterday.
What are you taking that for?
Uh,
You
it was
don't
there. My kids bought it. It was there, and I'm like, yeah,
need,
let's try this shit.
you don't need G fuel. You just need to get proper sleep. What are you doing?
Uh,
You end
need
up
to get
messing
some
with
work
your
done.
health.
And hello to chat.
We got Hojo with us. He says, "Let's see if
Welcome,
we can
Hojo.
do Monday." I was on time. Oh, we got McGee. Hey, McGee.
Were you on
Who's
time?
that?
Is 10 minutes after on time? Is it on time for you?
No, it wasn't 10 minutes after. It was like
Okay, it
six.
was 7.
It was like 6 or 7. We were like a minute maybe late.
I keep
It's
telling him that you
on
should
time.
just keep making them at 11:15. We would never be late,
Right, yeah.
like we used
No,
to do. But no,
no, we would still be late. We would still be late. For one reason or another, we would still be late.
So that's the problem. You move the time back, and
yeah,
Yeah,
then you're like, oh, I've got more time. And you're
exactly.
still late. Yeah.
And then I'll go take a nap and then lose track of time. Let's see. Soul says as long as he didn't get the Angry Joe G Fuel flavor, that would be mighty douchey.
I
What?
don't know.
There's an
Yeah,
Angry Joe G Fuel flavor? What?
there's probably is.
That's
I
wild.
don't know. It says G Fuel. It had Naruto on it. Tastes like peach. I'm like, let's try this shit.
I have only ever seen I think one Angry Joe video. That's it.
Hmm.
I've yet to eat it at Tim Hortons because I don't live near one.
Yeah, I've never been to Tim Hortons either.
Yeah, Tim Hortons, their coffee is freaking awesome.
Ooh,
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
Speaking
Sim.
of coffee, I'm gonna be doing a my own coffee brand soon.
Ooh, now
Crack a
that's
Boom Coffee.
interesting. How'd you set that up?
I've been getting beans from this company that I like, and it turns out they do white label flavors, and so I'm having them roast me some beans with my logo on them.
Oh, okay.
Crack
What
a Boom Coffee.
white label flavors? What's that?
White label. It's okay. So
Nameless. He's nameless.
yeah, it's a company that sells you product at wholesale with with your logo on it, with
Oh,
your kind of
okay.
brand. It's like when you go to like Walmart, how there's like Great Value.
Uh-huh.
That's just white label. Somebody else made that for them. They don't make all that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, somebody else made that for them. And so
That's
yeah, there's just
interesting.
a company I like. Coffee's delicious, and it turns out they have a program. You got to buy so much and all that kind of stuff. But
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
yeah, we start
Yeah,
home.
you don't see too many people putting out coffee with their comics, but hey, that makes sense. You get up in the
Well,
morning,
I
you
got
you
man,
read your comic, drink some
you got to
coffee.
fuel my comic.
Yeah,
I do own
fuel
fuelmycomic.com.
my comic. That works. That works real good.
Yeah.
Oh, we got John A. Douglas. Hello, hello.
Welcome,
He says,
John.
good morning and hail. Hail,
Welcome,
hail.
John.
Hey, we got Shook. Hey, Shook. How you doing? Need to get Shook on here sometime. If nothing else, we can talk about his YouTube channel. Let's see.
Shook.
John says, I am suddenly very interested.
Yes, coffee.
Uh,
Kofefe.
let's see. So is it just going to be just one flavor?
No. No, we're going to start out with a couple flavors.
Oh, well, good. You got some options.
Yeah, I'm working with Eric Hodson, and he's putting out a dreaded Dinosaur Man flavor,
Oh,
cherry
cool.
bourbon. Yeah. And yeah, so I'm working on a program to where, like, if someone out there has if they want to do a custom coffee flavor for their character, they can buy in, you know, for the roast or whatever. Share some of the cost of it, and they can offer it as a add-on to their campaigns or whatever.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
pretty cool. Yeah.
I mean, it's a neat thing to do. It's a neat thing to do. I think we're gonna do like 15 or $20 a bag
Mm-hmm.
for a 5 pound bag. So yeah, or not 5 pound, whatever it's called,
Oh,
the little
we got
bag like that.
Phil. Hey, Phil.
Is it?
Is that Phil?
I hope you're doing good.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool. We've got a logo for it. Just got to get the coloring and the branding all finished, and then we'll do it. But my main roast is a mocha, dark roast mocha.
Dark roast mocha.
Yeah,
That sounds like it could be good. If coffee didn't
that's what
give
I'm
me
drinking
like,
now.
if coffee didn't give me like a heart attack when I drank it and kept me up all day, I'd probably drink it.
Yeah, that's what I'm drinking right now.
I drink like one little cup and I'm up 24 hours.
All right, dude, check this out. This is one of 3 that I'll have today.
Oh my
32
god.
ounces of coffee.
Oof, oh my god.
And and the coffee that I was drinking was not even real coffee. It was like coffee crisp flavor coffee.
Oh,
Like rainbow drop coffee or something.
cotton candy.
I got it from the coffee shop.
Yeah, but not
flavor.
not everything at a coffee shop is actually coffee. Just
It
saying.
was like
Right.
peanut butter, chocolate, coffee.
Some of it's coffee flavored water.
Oh man, I can only imagine drinking 3 of them. Oh,
Some of it don't even have caffeine in it.
Yeah, so my favorite thing is to go down and get the coffee that I like with 3 shots of espresso, buy 2 of them, and put it in my 32 ounce. And they're like, you realize that's not 3. I'm like, yeah, it's 6. I have to drink less coffee when I do that. But no, because of the whole COVID thing, I still don't have energy to get through the day unless I'm caffeinated. Otherwise, I have to sleep. I can do about 4 or 5 hours and then I have to go to bed. take a nap for a couple hours if I don't have caffeine. So the only way I can get my workload done is by drinking coffee.
I can believe that. Mom, after she got COVID and then she got heart failure and stuff, she's like that now, where she wants to sleep all the time and
Yep.
stuff like that.
It'll do it, man. That COVID's bitch.
Let's see.
Bend you over and has its way with you.
Sugar's shirt explains why he's always late. I was not late today. And hey,
Yeah, keep telling yourself that, Sugar.
this is in remembrance of Arch City Comics. Never forget, I'm still hoping for him and Rotten Glory to return to YouTube.
Never forget.
He's just pissed because he can't hashtag blame Sim again.
Man, you know what? There was this guy I used to do these comic tropes. And then he got all woke on us, man.
Oh.
And he started being all going anti-CG. I liked it when he was just like, dude, just talk about the comic trope things. He was entertaining back then. Then he got all he got annoying.
Oh. Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, well.
But it is what it is, I guess.
These people, they do that. I don't know what's wrong with them. They can't seem to just enjoy themselves making some comic books or whatever, talking.
Yes. Eric is good people. Yes. And he's kick-ass artist. That's right. And yes, you can drink coffee or have a teddy kick the snot out of you. Back the good night. Paradise Lost #2. Yes, everybody go check it out. Everybody likes McGee.
I got 2 days left on my campaign over on Fund My Comic.
Well. Let's bring it up then.
Doing pretty good. I changed tactics. And
Hybrids, demo feature.
we're so close, man. So close to hitting the
Oh, I'm
stretch
at
goal.
3K. Look at that.
Yep, so close to hitting that stretch goal.
Maybe we could get him there today.
That would be great. Just
Share
get
it
it over
around.
with.
People. All right. So I guess we should start, in case folks don't know, what is hybrids?
Oh yeah, it's this really awesome book. You like how I started out with that, right? Awesome book. I realized that no one's going to sell it the way I am, and I tried to be humble at first, and I'm still humble. I've got humility with it, but I realized I've got to tell people its value. So this is a team-based superhero book, but really it's more in the lines of a supernatural science fiction. That's really where it kind of stems from. The fact that people have powers based on their DNA. They're the offspring of these creatures called the Nephilim, who inspired the Greek gods and all of mythology. And so we tie this story in where there's all of mythology and conspiracy. And imagine the guy with the hair that does aliens. Everything is aliens. In this story, everything is Nephilim. It all spans back to these disobedient angels that were knocking boots with all of these people, right? It just caused everything to go awry. And so that is kind of the world that we've built with this story, but it's more than just conspiracy and drawing threads, between all of these things. It really is about these characters that, as they are trying to rescue people that they love, it just kind of goes upside down for them, and they start to realize that the idea was, what if we found out that everything that we thought was myth or conspiracy turned out to be true? And I mean, I started writing this a long time ago. We started producing these books 8 years ago. So it's not a social commentary. It was supposed to be escapism. And now, it just so happens that all of these myths are real. All these conspiracies are real. Mm-hmm. It just so happens that the government says there's aliens now. All that weird stuff. It didn't start out that way. But it was really more about how would you respond if you found those things to be true, and kind of what would the reaction of these different kind of character arc, kind of archetypes do, and that's really where it's at. So I've written it and rewritten it over the years until I finally settled on how I wanted to approach the story. I kind of started writing it from everybody else's point of view till I settled down, and now I just kind of write it from each one of the characters' points of view, here or there. So everybody gets a chance to connect with one of the characters in the book. It really is about the relationships with them and kind of fighting this big evil. And right now everybody thinks that it's this one guy. And so we're kind of dealing with this one big bad that we're dealing with right now. But there is more to come. I do promise you.
All right. What's everybody saying real quick here? So it says, Sugar, I remember the times where you got dessert-flavored coffees because you had the hots for the barista.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Dude,
I was not doing it for that reason.
you had the hots for good. Okay, so I got a story that I started I started doing the comic book before I started doing hybrids, actually, and it's been abandoned because it was the wrong time for it. But I'm getting ready to redo it and make it a one-shot where this guy, his name's Ian now. It used to be Charlie, but it's Ian now. Ian now. And so he is, every day he goes and he gets a latte and a French toast crunch bagel, and he never drinks it and eats it, never gives it to the old lady out on the curb. But he only goes in because he has the hots for the barista.
Oh, gee.
So yeah, so that's his thing. He keeps trying to go into work up the nerve to ask her out, but he can't do it.
Yeah, I think at that point he just needs to ask her.
Based on a true story.
Yeah. He just can't do it. He can't. He doesn't. He wants to, but he's
Might end up in the Red Dress Diary.
shy. He's just a
No,
shy guy. He doesn't really have any game.
I learned my lesson with stuff like that when with the bookstore woman. There was a girl that worked the bookstore back in the day, and I would always go in there, and she'd always come up and talk with me for ages. She'd sit there and talk with me and stuff, and so I'd be going every time I'd go up there once a week, and we'd be sitting there talking away and stuff. And I was like, well, okay, maybe something's happening here,
Something brewing, huh?
and stuff. So then she asked me about if I want, because they'd always, after you buy something, they'd always want you to pick out a few books from this list for free, or magazines for free, and they'd send them to you. And so I was like, okay, I'll do it for her. So I picked out like 3 or 4, whatever it was. And what was it? Of course, I found out later that she was like that with a couple of guys. She would sit there and kind of lead them on and stuff.
Dang it.
But she was actually dating somebody and everything. And
Yeah, they
And
know
then
how
the
to
book-
sell.
And then the books ended up being this pain in the ass thing that I was getting charged for, because only the first month was free, and after that they charge you a bunch of crap, and I couldn't get them to stop. I couldn't cancel it. I kept calling and trying to do all these different things, and I was like, oh,
You got spammed live.
Can't think with your
yeah.
little soldier, man.
Yeah, I was like, well,
gotta
that's
think with
fine.
your-
Well, I was young. I was in my early 20s. I was dumb. I learned
And I
how.
did a lot of dumb stuff.
We got Pedro. Morning, Pedro.
Pedro Ang.
Oh, we got good stuff. Hey, good stuff.
Welcome, good stuff.
What else we got here? What's this? Red dress, share on screen. Oh, up here. Luke, for you. I got to share that on. Gosh, dang it. So, hold on. I'm going to bring it up. Why is it only showing that? Hold on. Something ain't right.
I'm
It's
trying
not
to
showing the
curious.
chat. When I go on to YouTube and I bring it up on here, it's not showing the chat. It's only showing one message from Soul.
Okay.
So way to bring. No, that don't work. I don't know how to bring it up, Soul. Yeah, I don't know how to bring that up. To all I can see is Soul's last message about I can physically hear Pale Rider taking notes. That's the only one I see.
Oh,
Can you bring it up, Sim?
yeah. You just go on Google and you copy paste it.
We'll share it, whatever it is.
No, please, no, nothing.
No, I like that.
Well, I'm not the
It's
one
like,
wanting to
dang,
share it.
rude.
It's like
Oh.
share it. Ah.
There you go. It's not.
It's Nephilim. That Kyritz. I love it, dude. Yeah. That's how it is, man.
Those dang Nephilim couldn't keep it in their togas.
Well, see, I got this theory, and it makes sense too, because I put a lot of thought into it, did a lot of research. So check this out. The Nephilim inspired the Greek gods and also inspired like Norse mythology, Greek mythology, Syrian mythology, African mythology, even like creatures like mermaids and crap like that can be attributed to angels having sex with animals, like bestiality, right? So when you start looking at all of these stories, you see that there's accounts about Nephilim that are very similar to some of the Greek gods, and then even between Greek, Norse, Syrian, and African mythologies. A lot of those stories are very similar.
Yeah.
So it's almost like they're talking about the same people, but with different spins on it, different names and things like that. And so even like religions, you can pull it down to these Nephilim that are around that people worship. Like who would have given John Smith the golden leaves, right? Like who could have done that, you know? And then you start thinking about pyramids and how there's this technology. You know, they found like this old, like ancient gearbox that's supposed to do some kind of thing. They're not even sure really what it does, but it's way more advanced than the technology that they were supposed to have at that time. So what if all of this was like real? You know, we hear about Tower of Babel. We think about Atlantis and how it got sunk into the sea. And then you think about the alien encounters, and there's actually a lot of people that think that aliens aren't extraterrestrial, they're subterrestrial. So they actually live under the water because there's these runways that are under the water that they've been able to find. And even Columbus, when he was on his way across the ocean, he recounts a story of this flickering craft, like a candle comes up out of the water, travels beside him, and then submerges back down into the sea. And so the idea that there's been this ancient technology, and that part of what these Nephilim and these angels were doing was teaching humans technology that was kind of beyond them, and that's part of where a lot of this kind of stuff with ancient aliens and things like that goes. So we're able to kind of tie all of this in. And then when you start thinking about lizard people and you think about the Illuminati, you think about these different things. Well, what if these Greek gods, these Egyptian gods and all these things, what if these things never really went away? What if they just changed their name and they're still in power? They're just being more low key in what they do.
Yeah.
And so that kind of is that's the core behind what's happening. And then like, so what if normal people just started developing powers out of nowhere? How would they respond? And one guy, you know, he's an atheist, and he has to come into terms with that because, well, I have powers because in my lineage, an angel had sex with a person.
Yeah.
And if angels are real, then that means God is real.
Right.
You know, if I'm fighting a demon, you know, tomorrow or yesterday, then God is real. But I don't believe in any of that stuff. So how do I reconcile what I've always believed with what's right in front of me, you know?
Yeah.
And
Life believe in something, and now it's been turned on its head.
right, yeah. And so kind of there's that happens in there. And you know, there's several people that don't have powers, and they're in my world, they're able to do heroic things as well. So not all the heroes have powers. And, but what happens if someone that's like really just a demented individual happens to get superpowers? And so we deal with that as well. Like there's this one guy in there, he goes by the name Body Bag, or he's Asset 128. And he was a serial killer before the lights. These lights showed up in the sky and people started developing powers. And so he was a serial killer before the lights, but his power made him more dangerous. So, I mean, he was already kind of unhinged, as it were.
Yeah.
And so he was a criminal. And
Yeah.
this only made him, he's a weird sort. He's kind of trans in a way, but like not really. Like he just wants to be pretty. He wants to be pretty. And so like he will find
So he's like,
typically women that he finds attractive, and he will eat them, but he will take portions of their skin and sew it into this mask that he wears. So it's kind of a patchwork mask made of different people's flesh.
huh.
So it's pretty cool.
So he's kind of, I guess, like drag, I guess.
A little bit, but yeah, it's there's like tinges of horror in this. There's some comedy. There's a lot of adventure.
I think a lot
I
of
use
people would be
allegory.
afraid of that man.
What's that?
I think a lot of people would be afraid of that man.
Yeah, he's pretty bad. He can turn into a shadow. So he can like dematerialize and move in the darkness in a shadow. Light will cause him to rematerialize, but he can exist in the dark as a shadow. He's
Oh,
pretty
okay.
tough.
So he's like, what was his name? Shadow Thief, the guy from Hawkman.
Maybe like that. I really got the idea for this character from Doctor Who. There's that creature that they can devour you, but they devour you in the dark like they are a shadow.
Oh,
They can't move in the light. So I kind of had an idea like that. I was like, that's very terrifying. But what if this was kind of an individual that had that ability? And so we play around with that. We've got, we kill people off. It's we try to be legit about it. It's
yeah.
the
Be
people that have
brutal.
gotten the book, they and read it. I get a lot of really he just want people really like it,
That's good.
and I'm happy about that.
I do like that you have, just evil people.
Oh
I-
yeah.
One thing I'm disappointed about with like modern stuff and nowadays is that there's not everything's like, oh, it's all shades of gray.
Nah.
There's the good and evil. Like, no, there's bad people.
No, I got this one guy, the kind of the guy I start telling the story through. People kind of
Like,
think,
yeah,
oh, is that your no, I don't have a self-insert in this. I'm in a little bit of all the characters, but this guy Trash Man, the big guy over there, the big muscly guy, he's what I would want to be. Now I do have his hair now, but that's only because I've been drawing him for so long. I accidentally got his hair cut. Like when I went in, I was like, what do you want your hair to look like? I'm like, well, I want it short on the sides, kind of, long on the top. And and then I realized, my wife was like, why'd you get your hair cut like Trash Man? I go, I didn't realize, oh, I did, didn't I? Well, I guess, it is what it is.
go start hitting the gym.
Yeah. Yeah. Good luck on that. But he's kind of what I wish I were. He always does the right thing no matter what. Whether it doesn't matter how hard it is. In fact, the more difficult, the better for him, because he's one of those people like, I don't want to sacrifice if it doesn't cost me anything. Like if somebody needs help, then we go help them. If somebody needs, it's like so he's kind of that guy. He doesn't have to be prompted to do good stuff, to do the right thing. And I wanted that kind of character in the story because I feel it's important. Because we have all these heroes that are like, they're anti-heroes, or they're heroes that are flawed, and his only flaw is that he's shy. like super shy because he feels awkward because of how big he is and everything. And he doesn't quite know how to talk to girls. And he really has a real attraction to the green gal on that cover. Okay. And so she also kind of shares an attraction, and she's a little more forward. She's a pretty modern woman when it comes to that stuff. And I think, when we talk about diversity and strong women in comics and stuff like that, the mainstream, they try to do it. They do it all wrong. They don't know what it looks like, right? So I think that this does it right. It's organic, it's natural, and it doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be this kind of forced junk to have all these kind of different kind of characters in there. But and I guess his other flaw is that he's maybe too sacrificing a little bit, and if that can be a flaw.
So you do have like a kind of spectrum when it comes to like morality.
Mm-hmm.
You do have your good aspirational hero, and you do have like the evil characters.
So, I've got some real evil ones.
Yeah, so I like that. I do like that. How you doing, Tank?
I can't get enough of that Sugar Chris. He's got the booty, don't quit. Good morning, everybody.
It's America's ass.
It is.
That's CG's ass.
Oh man, Trash Man. I love Trash Man. My oldest son, Aiden, he's 13. He loves Trash Man. That's his favorite superhero.
Trash Man's fun.
Dude, Trash Man replaced Superman and Batman.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No,
dude.
He's a comic book fan. He loves comic books.
Oh, I'm flattered.
That's some big praise then.
Yeah, that's huge, man. I'm flattered.
And Hybrid's got him reading more, so I can't promote this comic enough.
Hey, you can't complain there. Getting your kids to read more.
Yeah, no, comics are a gateway to literacy.
They are. I mean, I read because of comic books. The vocabulary I have was because of comics.
Oh, Beast helped grow my vocabulary. Beast and Reed Richards, man, really helped my vocabulary.
Yeah.
Voice from the dark. Hello. Pale Rider says he's back from. I seen your promotion, Pale Rider. Gosh dang it! How do you know all these adult film ladies? He tagged like 10 of them in there.
You're talking about Pale Rider, right? The guy with strippers. And
half of them probably strip at his club or whatever. I tagged a bunch of them in there.
Last thing I would be surprised is him knowing porn star's name. I'm just saying.
Well.
Okay. Oh, it says his answer.
That would explain a lot.
Let's see. What are we saying here? One was called Spoil Me. I'm thinking that's the one Sugar was. I'm not stalking any of these ladies you're tagging in, Pale Rider. Gosh, and I ain't spoiling nobody.
Man, you remember.
Here. Says, get your arse up on my comic now.
Now. Man, he is working on this book with Randy Zimmerman. God, it is.
Oh, yeah.
He is showing why he's a mother effing master in comics. Yeah. He is. Oh, dude. My gosh.
Russ Leach's work was already phenomenal, but I think this is his best to date.
It's his best. What he's working on with Randy. I've always thought he was good, and I've always had that respect for him. But man, seeing those pages, I'm like, it is a next level kind of. I've never seen him draw like that, and absolutely just floored at what is going on with that book. I cannot wait to see it finish.
Let's see. Tell Sugar to bring up the tweet. I'm not bringing up that tweet. Gosh dang it.
Remember that guy that tried to do the CG app and then no one wanted it, so he did a stripper app instead? Like it was a way to stalk strippers or something?
Nope. I have no clue.
Yeah.
App.
It was pretty lame.
Wow, he turned it into a stripper app. Wow.
Yep, there you
Yeah,
He's not trans. He just wants to be pretty, like Sugar.
go. Just
Well,
wants to be
I-
pretty.
I don't want to be pretty. I just am. Okay.
Ah, there you go.
Oh,
Way to turn that around.
Yeah, nice.
Sugar, where's your mask? Oh, it's upstairs. It's upstairs in the storage room. Oh, we got Glenn here. It's that Stone guy again. Hi, fellas. Hey, Glenn.
Hey,
I'm
Glenn.
everywhere.
Yeah, everybody go and check out Glenn's book about Kirby.
Yeah, his that's a
Yeah.
great book.
And then go pick up a copy of Hatch.
Is it up here? Or is it downstairs?
Oh, yesterday, Mom, she's got that Disney Plus, and she was like, "Oh, there's something in here you would want to watch, Chris."
Mhm.
And I was like, "What is it?" You know, and here she was talking about a documentary Disney Plus put out about Stan Lee. I
Mhm.
was like, no, Disney's put it out. It'll
I
just
mean,
be
the
like
guy, you mean
propaganda.
the guy Jack
All right.
Kirby created?
Yeah, here's his book,
Yeah, let's just
Jack Kirby.
that.
You got so
What is it?
this comes with a disc. All right, and this is amazing because you get to actually hear Kirby tell these stories. And man, it is so cool. You got to get this book if you're a fan of comics. That documentary about Stan doesn't do Kirby justice. You know,
Well, that's what I said to Mom. I was like, well, that documentary on Disney Plus is probably just going to be a bunch of basically propaganda stuff, and it's going to probably leave out all the stuff to do with Kirby, and anything that might be kind of like controversial will be cut out. And I was like, no, I don't need to watch it.
yeah.
Oh, Soul says,
You mean-
Luke, did Trash Man become a self-insert, or did you become like your comic character?
I think it's like it was. I started doing my beard and hair like him because I got so used to drawing. I kind of liked it,
Ojo's back.
and then I actually strive to be like him. Like he's like my goal. You know, like what the other superheroes used to be like.
Yeah, good aspirational.
Yeah, like I want to be like the Superman, the Boy Scout. I want to be like that, you know. And so a lot of times I'll just think it's like, man, how would Trash Man handle that situation? And
Trash
Yeah,
Man's
we
got
got
my
the
son
tra-
reading. He's got my son working out.
sweet,
It's exactly what we want, right? You know, we
man,
want
Tank, you don't know how
Trash
good that
to
makes me feel.
inspire.
Dude, you have no idea how good that makes me feel.
Well, I'm glad. because-
Man, that's what we do.
Man.
Trash Man, yeah. Like Rev is probably more of who I am, like that nobody sees, kind of this inner struggle with me, and so I'm as I write him, I'm always rooting for him. You know, when I write that character. But yeah, even the character's powers, like they kind of have allegory. Like the dude with the skull on his face. He's one of the characters that has the most growth because he's one of the youngest.
Mhm.
But he has the most growth over the course of the stories. And it was originally written from his point of view because he was this young guy and he was kind of growing up. And that's kind of the thing, you know, think about like when you're in your early 20s to when you're then in your late 20s. Think about the growth between age 20 and age 28.
Oh,
Where-
yeah.
where you are, right? It's massive amounts of character development that take place. And so he's, you know, that's kind of him. He's got this power where he teleports from one place to the next all the time. And he jumps around real quick in the first arc. And as you notice, he starts slowing down. Like he doesn't teleport as often, you know, when he doesn't need to. And so that's kind of this idea of like we're just always speeding through life. You know, we forget that because there was this idea like when I was a kid, I always wanted to. That would be the power that I wanted. Was the power to teleport because I hated waiting to get from point A to point B. I wanted to be here and then I wanted to be at the next thing. But as I got older, I started to realize that it's not, that really the destination is not the thing that we remember the most. It's the journey there, and it's that in between moments. Not the mountaintops, but the valleys in between, kind of thing. And so his whole story arc is almost allegorical in that sense. That it's, we slow down and we think we grow. So yeah, so I put a lot of thought into it. And then there's just a lot of, we blow stuff up. My writing style is pretty fast paced. I follow a 3-part story, the beginning, middle, end on every issue. But every issue is part of a beginning, middle, end of the larger arc. And as I'm doing the issues, each scene has a beginning, middle, and end. So I do like these little pockets of story. So you're always into something, and it keeps the pace pretty quick. And best thing I ever learned from one of my teachers is Miss Mackerel. She was named after a fish, apparently. But yeah, she was great. She taught me a lot. And
natural trash is greater than forced junk, says Soul.
yep.
And he says, Trash Man, why hasn't Chris gotten 5 copies already? Gosh dang it, so he thinks that I'm in love with every hero that ends it with man.
Yeah. Cool news. So there's like a day or 2 left on this campaign.
I can't afford 5 copies, Soul.
All of the RPG stuff, any of that stuff, is getting vaulted. We're shelving it. So if you don't order it now, you're not going to be able to get it until I figure out how to sell the RPG. So I didn't do a great job on this campaign. Normally, this campaign should have easily done 5 or 6 K, but I didn't market it very well because I started out trying to market for the game, but I had the trade paperback for the last arc on there as well, and so I don't know how to market the game. I'm not good at it. I got to figure that out. And so the last 2 weeks, I changed everything, focused on the graphic novel, on the trade, and the game as an add-on, and we were able to get to where we are now. So we've made $700-800 in 2 weeks to get where we are, kind of changing gears. But once this campaign ends, that RPG stuff goes away, and whether it takes 6 months, 6 years, doesn't matter. Once I figured out and created a market for it, we are going to we'll bring it back then, but we don't know exactly when. And the book, the trade paperback, is at the printer now, and the RPG will be at the printer next week. Fingers crossed that we'll have everything finished.
Now's your chance. You can get in on the RPG on the ground floor before anybody else.
No, that's fantastic.
In the way. Yeah, that can be cool.
And we are sending out the digitals. Like if you buy digital today of the trades, then we're sending the digitals out right away.
All right.
So you don't even have to wait till the end of the campaign. You get them right now.
You can get it right now.
And you can read them, and you can enjoy them.
Soul says, "Hail, Tank, you magnificent pencil pusher."
You misspelled bastard.
Tank, I'm glad to see you back. I know you're out for a while.
Yeah, it was a Lemony Snicket decided to narrate my life again for a moment.
I heard, man.
Yeah.
Life has a way of being a real bastard.
It is, but it's with destruction comes creation.
Amen.
Right. From the ashes rises new stuff, and it's up to us to make that stuff better.
Yes, it is.
And improve the situation. Like I was telling my son earlier today, I said, our goal is to have each generation be better than the one before, and that's how humanity moves forward.
Yep. Bingo.
So, yeah, no, I've got some cool stuff coming on, but I jumped up here because my laptop's going to die real shortly. I just came up here to plug the hell out of this, put my giant seal of approval on it. Like, dude, this is good. This is really, really good. and it gets young and old. It appeals to such a broad audience. Like, this is what we want. We want stuff that will appeal to a broad audience. I mean, niche audience is great. Don't get me wrong. I ain't knocking it at all. But this right here, this can be enjoyed by just about anybody who likes superheroes for real.
Yeah, so there you go, folks. Hybrids, kid tested, tank approved.
That's right. Anyway, I have to run, folks. My laptop's going to die. Everybody have a great and fantastic and productive day. And I'll
Thanks
see
for
you
stopping
later.
by. The
Yeah,
endorsement
thank
means
you.
a lot to me, man. It really does.
Hey, man, anything.
Yeah,
Anytime you
good.
hit me up. Talk to me later about marketing your game, because that's my primary focus with my company is games.
Okay. Yep, definitely.
So, yeah, and I definitely want to work with other people who are making games, and you know, have a conversion book. So let people pick their favorite game. Have them buy all the games so they can get all the source materials. Then they got to translate it. Then they got this huge collection. Everybody wins, right?
Yeah, we've got this base plus 2 system that we've got that
Mhm.
literally we can plug any IP into.
See, that's beautiful. That's
Yeah.
what I'm doing with Omniverse Incursion. We can
Yeah,
plug
so we wanna-
anybody's IP into it and have tabletop battles reminiscent of Hero Clicks without the annoying clicky bit.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I don't like
everybody,
that.
you have yourselves a wonderful one. I'm out. Charlie Mike. Tell Mike Charlie.
Glad to have you. You're always welcome here, Tank. All right, let's see. Russ says, all ages comics. What that really meant was not talking down to the reader whilst keeping the content out of the gutter. Yeah.
That's pretty much what I do. Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing really special about it. It's just,
Yeah, he was.
you know, being honest with the reader and the story and making it more about that than anything else. I love writing comic books. Love drawing them. They're friggin' awesome.
Let me see. Let me play that trailer. I never did for Hybrids.
An hour later.
You hush up.
We know our enemy. We've seen behind the curtain. And they have a weakness. An Achilles heel. They are arrogant and completely underestimate what they are up against.
They forget who the game master is. They forget how wise this old demon can be. So, let's see who among them survives this killing field.
Nice, nice. Yeah,
I made that music.
Did Pedro do that one?
Pedro did the animation. I made the music, wrote the script, and Luke Aguilera did the voiceover.
Nice.
It was a family affair.
Yeah, it worked out nice. Let me see what everybody's saying. Oh my gosh, what is this? What is Chris shopping for online? Well, hello, Jay Ryan. And I'll have you know I'm not shopping for anything online. Like, well, actually, what I've been doing is I just click back and forth through my tabs. I've just been clicking back and forth through my tabs because I'm a weird spaz who can't just do one thing. I constantly gotta be doing multiple things at once. So I
What's up,
just
Ice Queen?
purposely click around. Let's see. Russ was thanking you, Luke. He says, humbled Luke, thank you for your comments earlier.
Russ is a classy guy.
Hashtag what would Trash Man do? Yeah. Pedro says he's 49 and still in it. Oh, come on now, Pedro. You seem like a pretty bright fella to me. You certainly have some skills.
He does got some skills.
One of these days I need to get in good shape like Pedro. Ugh. One of these days I'll get there. I was running a little late because I went to the gym this morning and ended up chatting with some of the guys there, Bo and them, and they were giving me tips on like how to do my routine and how doing different things works different muscles in your triceps and all these different stuff and things I should look up and everything.
It's noon. Sorry, guys.
Oh, okay.
In a small town, they fire off the
Really?
thing every Monday at noon.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all good. Let's see. You know, everybody has to put up with me and my trains going, the train going behind me, so it's all good. Chat's used to the noise, I guess, noises.
So it went off the other day, and I was like, oh, it's noon. I was like, wait a second. No, it's not. It's Thursday, and it's like 4. We had a tornado.
Oh, crap.
Yeah. I was like, oh, crap. Yeah, exactly. Crap. So my son and I both emerged from our caves. Mine's more of a cave. His is actually a pretty nice room. But yeah, mine's a...
Did it touch down near y'all then?
No, we were fine. It was not a big deal.
Oh, good. Oh, that's good. Okay, let me make sure I'm all caught up in the chat here. Pretty sure I... Oh, hey, Ice Queen.
I haven't seen that name in ages.
All right, here we go. Since Caroline's here, if we get a backer, I will sing Sweet Caroline.
Sweet Caroline.
Caroline.
Ba, ba, ba.
I'll sing that if we get a backer.
I'd love to see a backer get on there. I mean, we're like one away from 55. 55 is a good number.
Yeah, we need to get to at least to
Yeah.
55. I'd like to see us get to that 3,000. But
That'd be nice.
I do have a question, Luke,
Yeah, go right for it.
concerning Fund My Comic.
Oh, yeah.
So
I made a website.
I this is a new website with all this. I have not backed anything from Fund My Comic. I'll be honest.
What the hell are you waiting on?
Well, one, I haven't been backing hardly anything anymore. I don't really have the money. But also, one of my apprehensive, I guess, thing that makes me apprehensive about it is, it's a new site. I don't know a lot about it. I'm worried about, well, how's the security?
Bar none. It is. So we aren't using nothing against people that use WordPress sites, but WordPress sites are fine for an individual. They're not fine for everybody's information. So we actually use a company that takes care of all of our hosting, and they're actually the ones that develop the code for us. So they have there's a proprietary code that nobody knows but them. We liked that because they're very secure. All of their servers are like uber secure because they don't want anyone getting their information, getting their code. Because if they lose their code, then they lose their business, basically. This is what they do. And so we've talked with them. They had kind of this base code that we could use. It was great to start with, so we started working with that, and then we've had them develop new features, and we're continuing to have new features added. And so one of the things that we like is that we are on our own boxes worldwide, and that we have our own partitions, and all of the information is absolutely secure when it comes to our stuff. Now, when it comes to your stuff, your payment, we actually don't have any of that information in our servers. None of it. You put in your information outside of like your address and stuff like that will be put in for mailing. That's only used for that. It's behind a wall. But as far as payment goes,
Did it
all of your-
change? Did it change? Because I remember when I went to sign in to create an account and ask for my credit card info.
yeah, I'd ask for your credit card, but we don't keep that. That's with Stripe. Stripe has that information. They give us a thing called a kernel. So basically all we have on that kernel has the last 4 of your card on there. And it's just an API that's attached to your account that allows us to speak to Stripe and Stripe to do the checkout. So nobody's payment information is on our site. Like none of it. It's all through Stripe.
What is Stripe?
It's the system that basically everybody uses. So it's the same payment processor that Uber, Lyft, Indiegogo, Kickstarter, Crowdfunder, Zoop, all of them use this. That was part of the difficulty of setting things up legally, is we needed to make sure that our terms of service were in line with even what they did. So that's why some of the language is in there the way that it is.
Oh, okay.
And when we made our terms of service, we intentionally used the same headers as Indiegogo because we wanted it to be a apples to apples comparison for people. Now, I mean, we rewrote the damn thing, but we used the same headers so that it's in the same order. So you can literally go pull up the 2 sites and just click them and get to the same spot. So because we know most of our users are going to be more familiar with Indiegogo than Kickstarter. And so that's what we did that. And we thought we were doing people a favor, and it turns out there's a small little sect of people out there that are like, well, you use the same headers as they're doing. I'm like, well, I guess on the next site, we'll just make it more difficult for you. We'll just make everything hard.
Why would using those same things be an issue for people?
It's not an issue. It shouldn't be an issue. For most people, it's not. But there was a group of people that had an issue with it. But I think they were just trying to find an issue with the site. They're, you know how people are. They try to find a problem, and a problem didn't exist there. But we've it's secure. You are. I mean, let me just be really honest. I'm not trying to belittle anybody at all. But you're probably more secure using FundMyComic than you are going to someone's direct website and using it. Me even saying that I have a website through Squarespace that does e-commerce website, Luke Stone Studios. I actually have 2. I have that and aerocomics.store. I have no doubts about the security of those, and I will tell you that this site is more secure than both of those. So.
Oh, Pale Rider said, can we see some of the RPG to get a feel for how it works?
Yeah, actually, here, let me, there's a quick play that's already been put out, and I can show off that. Let me find the PDF real quick, and I will share the screen for that. PDF. RPG charts. We got all kinds of files here.
All right.
Dropbox.
Sugar isn't shopping. He's browsing the girls' tag. I am not browsing those girls. There, look at this. While we're waiting, look at this. Look at what he tagged all these girls in. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of them.
Oh,
How
there's
do you
not
know
the
they're
one with
porn
that.
stores?
This one says "Spoil me, baby."
Spoil me. All right, let me get this over here.
Look at all these people.
Present.
All right,
All right, there we go.
there we go.
So this is the quick play. This is a kind of a way to jump into the game world and understand the rules. The way I really describe this is a kind of like the tutorial level in a video game, where you're learning the button controls through some story. This is exactly what this is for a tabletop RPG kind of thing. And so it is. There's your introduction, your player's guide. So you basically have a number of stats. It uses a base +2 system. So basically, a basic human function on your strength, speed, agility, stamina, durability, intelligence starts at a 2. Okay, and then anything above that is your kind of super or heightened abilities, really, with a max of 7. It's basically about 15 points or 12 points. If everything's at a 2, it's basically like 12 points that you have to work with. It's also the same base system that we're using for the battle card game that we're doing for Fun My Comic Heroes. And so it works with that. You've got hit points, you've got durability, you got defense, you have attacks that you can choose with equipment. And so this is the basic character sheet, which shows kind of all those areas where your skills are going to be. Skills will modify different actions that you're going to have, as far as, if you want to pick a lock, if you want to be diplomatic, get information for people, and all kinds of stuff like that. So it's really kind of, if you think like D&D and what you would do playing with that, it's a rules light version of that. Uses D20, but it's kind of its own thing. And this little classified area is the hybrid section, because in this you don't actually play as a hybrid, you play as people. And so we have some sample character sheets here that have all of the things you notice here. Like this is a cop, so she has legal, so she is a +1 to intelligence, investigation, intelligence +1. So basically what they're doing, you take that intelligence score, which her intelligence is a 2, and she gets a +1 for both of those. So she'll actually have, on any kind of intelligence roll or check, she gets a +3 on that. So that's pretty cool. And then you've got your attacks and then equipment. And then down here, we didn't fill in any of this. This has changed only slightly. Those 2 boxes, this one and this one, that changed from stat package to power type, and that changed from hybrid potential to faction, because we kind of did away with this, where we had originally had that in the game. We went away from that. Oh, here it is. That one and that one. I had the cursor on the wrong window, my bad. And so there's some character sheets in here. There's 4 characters to play in this one. There's maps. And then, this is not the full adventure. This is the player's guide. Let me find the full adventure.
I never.
Is that good enough? I mean,
I haven't heard of a base +2 system. Is there other games that use that system?
No, it's Nick Tucker made it up.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's its own system, and we're able to import other people's IPs into it, and so basically anybody's character can fit into the base +2 system. And we're using I'm using a variation of that for the FMC Heroes battle card game that we're putting together.
So you can have a whole indie comics campaign.
Yeah, you could really easily. In fact, even with the power sets, let's say you have a superpowered individual, you can bring them in and create a character of your own right here in our world. because we have all the mechanics for supers in this game. So that one is actually what we're working on. This, the bigger manual has all of that in there, and it has a bestiary with all these kind of different characters, bad guys, monsters,
Okay.
and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that book's going to be like 150, 160 pages by the time we're finished with it. I hope to have the print file finished this weekend. So it's a pretty big book.
All right. Does that answer all your questions, Pale Rider?
I hope. I hope so.
Let's see. Let me see whatever. Just the tips. What are you talking about, Jay Ryan? Hashtag Chris needs bigger arms. I do. Look how tiny they are.
We have website tips. I think people maybe people know about that, or maybe they don't know. But we have the website tips, and the website tips are cool because on the front page of the website you'll notice that there are featured picks. The only way to get there is for someone to tip your campaign.
Oh
And
yeah.
so
You telling us about that. Yeah.
The more tips you get, the higher you go. Number of tips, and then the quantity, how much money is there, is the longer it stays on the list. Yep.
What's this one here? I remember seeing this one, Sector 7. This one looked yeah, I remember this
It's
one.
fairly new, yeah.
Yeah, it looked kind of interesting.
They had launched on Indiegogo with a pretty high goal that was probably never going to be achieved for a first-time campaign. I mean, it was very, very high.
Yeah, I remember seeing some of the art for it, and I was like, well, that's
Yeah, the art's great.
decent art. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in one of those kaiju books.
Oh, is Frankie involved in this one? I hear
It's the
kaiju.
spirit
I
of
think Frankie
kaijus.
did. Let's see. What's everybody saying here? Uh-oh, Sugar is hitting on the gym. I'm not hitting on anybody. Let alone the gym bros. Gosh.
Like them gym bros.
Trying to replace his gym buddy.
We do things a little different here too. So there's two ways that we do campaigns. We have the keep 'em all, like keep it all or nothing, and the continuous. On the keep it all and continuous, payments are processed right away, and creators are actually able to get early payouts. So instead of having to wait till the end of the campaign, they can get on a weekly payout schedule. So as soon as funds are available to them, they can start using those funds for production. And then the other one is on the all or nothing. We don't process the payment until the very end. And we also do that different than the other ones. So the night that it closes, it'd be midnight Pacific time, so 3 a.m. Eastern. Pardon me. It sends a hold to Stripe for whatever card you used. So you'll be notified of that, and then you'll have 5 days to change your payment information if you need to. Let's say, it doesn't want to accept it. Your bank says, no, because we get that every once in a while, where the banks will be like, is this fraudulent or whatever? And the reason why is because when you back something on Fund My Comic, you're actually not paying Fund My Comic. You're paying the creator. So it just goes through our portal. So on our portal, the tip will go to us, the platform fee will go to us, but the rest of the transaction goes to them. So you'll get a receipt from that creator. Like right up there, we've got that Zorro book. You'll get a receipt from Riot Press, not from Fund My Comic. You'll get one from Fund My Comic if you leave a tip. So that's where you'll get that. So sometimes the banks see that, like if the creator or the card holder is in a different country than the U.S., that's when we normally have that issue. And so we've had that issue with Dave Brink's book a little bit, where people's like, oh, I had to. It's like it keeps rejecting it. And I'm like, well, so we'll investigate it, and it's always the same thing. It's like, tell your bank that you're authorizing this, because they think because he's in another country that something's weird about it.
Yeah, the last time Last time I backed an international book, I had to call my bank like 3 times to be able to get it through to back it and everything.
Yeah, it can do that.
Fight with it.
My bank was really easy about that. It's only done it twice to me. But no, so you've got 5 days before it actually. So it'll make the hold, then it actually charges 5 days later on the second type that we do. So yeah, we try to do things a little more creator oriented, with a little more freedom, and then backer oriented, so that they have freedom to kind of back what they want. Change their minds if they want. So
Let's see.
the system's working. I mean, we're raising people are raising money.
Oh, we got Grey Wolf is here. Hey, Grey Wolf. He says, Luke, you had a tornado up there close by.
Yeah, we had a bunch of warnings. I don't know that anything ever actually hit down, but it was it was pretty messy up here for a minute.
Oh, we got Caroline. Or gosh, I'm reading it out. And we got Tree Goblin. Hey, Tree Goblin. Let's see. Grey Wolf says, yep, everything looks great on Fund My Comic, but I must have entered something wrong on my end trying to set up a campaign and had to close my account and start over again a bit ago, so I have to redo it all. I wonder what happened there.
You should probably contact support, because that doesn't sound right.
Yeah, that sounds a bit wonky there.
I did review your, I think it was your campaign. I left some notes for you, so I don't know what's going on. Maybe that's what you're talking about. I don't know.
Let's see. Ice Queen says, I've already backed on Fund My Comic a couple of times, so I was all set up and ready to go. It's nice and easy to navigate. I'm really impressed.
Thank you.
Here you go.
Yeah. Every once in a while, we'll have like somebody that is kind of in like a low population area, and their city isn't in there, and we'll have to add it to our database. But the more people we have on the site, the faster that's growing. So we're having fewer and fewer of those, especially international. We had a lot of international ones at first that weren't in there. But yeah, it's coming along. I mean, we've only been doing this for 4 months,
Yeah.
and we've had 4 campaigns, raised more than 10,000 on the website by itself.
Let's see. Look at this here. Private Americans up to 81,000. I didn't realize
Now that's
Mike Barron-
aggregated. That's so some of these are aggregated. If you click on the campaign, we don't have we're not able to put it on the card, but it'll
based on
show.
other sites. There you go.
Yeah, so we did the same thing that Indiegogo does. So,
Gotcha.
How Indiegogo, like, oh, they were raised over here, and so now it's in demand over here. We can do the same thing. And so, but there are several campaigns that have actually raised, I think, let me see, 4. So, Bronze Star has raised over 15K on this website.
Oh, yeah.
AR-13 and Scribbles have all raised.
Scribbles is up there at 15.
Yep, those 3, and then the Wise of Heart raised 10,000 on the website. Yeah. So yeah, if you see something, you're like, oh, I wonder if that's like their real total, or if it's aggregated, because a lot of people are leaving the other sites and coming here because it's only 3% platform fee, and so this is now their only place to buy it. And what they're wanting to do is they want to have their aggregated total, so people can see what they've raised total on that book, which I didn't realize people would want to do that. It was a feature that we had. The developers actually put that in. I didn't ask for it. And it was funny because someone said, hey, is there a way to do that? I said, yeah, we can do it. I don't know if anybody's going to want it. And they made the suggestion, and so we put it out there. And the just overwhelming desire to be able to show your grand total in one place, I didn't realize it, like how desirable that would be.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've never raised $80,000, so You know, I've never raised $100,000. You know, so it's like, I guess, you know, if I'd raised that much over, you know, a lot of places, I'd like to show one
It
spot.
probably looks more impressive to somebody like a potential customer. Like, hey, look at all this money it's back.
Mhm.
It must be a big deal.
Yeah, yeah. And so, yeah, you can't get Private American anywhere else. This is its spot right now. So, yeah, that's the qualifier. All the campaigns have to be closed. And so if you have a campaign that is running on multiple sites, the other campaigns have to be closed, and we have to have a screenshot emailed to the support website, to the support email, so that we can have that on file. Because we try to keep everything above board. And then we put that tag on there. Someone asked, well, do you have to put that tag on there, you know, to say that it's been aggregated? I said, yeah, we do. We must.
Let's see what folks say. Oh, we got Shadowhawk. Hail, hail. Noodle armed hillbilly twink. How dare
Ouch.
you, Jay Ryan? I am not
Ouch.
a twink. We've been over this. I ain't no twink. Noodle armed hillbilly. I'll take that, but I ain't
Maybe,
no
but you,
twink.
maybe not. But you could play one in a movie.
Grey Wolf, I just saw your message. It wouldn't let you do anything because it was in review. You had already sent the campaign for review. You can't edit it once it's been sent for review. You had to wait for me to respond. So you didn't have to cancel and start over. Just an FYI. All you had to do was wait.
Oh, okay.
And it would have opened back up for you. Because I did that this morning at like 9 o'clock.
You
Or
just,
like
you
9:30.
just jumped the gun a little bit.
9:30 or 10, yeah. Yeah, you just got ahead of me just a little bit. Yep, we would have gotten you taken care of.
It happens.
Yep.
I
We
see-
have a pretty strict review process, so people know this. So what we do is we have this policy that if it's been reviewed and it's been approved, then if someone comes and complains about it being offensive or whatever, they can't do anything. Like, they just find another one to back. Just go somewhere else. So in order to be able to say that we're never going to shut you down, that we're not going to withhold funds from you, and that you're not going to get booted for any reason, in order for us to be able to do that, we have to be able to say that the campaign abides by our TOS and our criteria. And the only way that that can happen is if we have a strict review process. And so if you send it for review, you can't edit it while it's being reviewed, because we will not be able to see the changes that you've made. So you can't make changes until after it's been reviewed. Once it's either been approved or denied. Now, a disapproval is not necessarily a bad thing. So sometimes we'll make notes. We'll double check funding. We check with Stripe to make sure that you're ready to take pledges. And so we'll make notes. We can make notes in those sections. And we'll either approve or disapprove. If we disapprove, you get an email saying you need to go back through the editing process and look at the highlighted notes. So each section that needs to be addressed will have a big kind of yellow box with notes on it. And that way you can just address those things. And then you have to send it for review again. We had one guy, it took him five times to get his campaign approved because he just wasn't quite getting there. And then, because we want to make sure that it's marketplace ready, that it's, that you're going to be successful. So you've got to have art, you've got to have a clear communicated goal. People have to know like what they're really backing. So more information, the better, because you're trying to sell, you're trying to get backers. So we're actually trying to help you get backers. We don't just let you like create a campaign and then go out there to fail. That's not our goal. So we actually help you build a solid campaign page. And then, so we do that. So if if it's approved and running, and you go in and you edit the body, you can change the rewards all day long. You can add new, take them away, and all that kind of stuff. But if you go in and you change the body, it automatically throws the campaign into edit mode and pulls it down off the marketplace. So if someone goes to link, it shows a 404. So you can't get into it. And you have to go back to the approval process when you make those changes. If you need to make changes and the campaign is live, do it during business hours, which we have office hours Monday through Friday, 9:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. And we abide by all the holidays in the U.S. And so those are our office hours. Our support is available outside of those hours, but only for emergencies. You got to remember, this is kind of boutique. It's me, it's Todd, and a handful of admins that are, honestly, they're doing this for free. They're volunteering to be a part of this, to help out. None of us are making money right now. Right now, every dime that we get is going back in to adding more features to the website, so that we're not actually making any money, anybody, yet. And so all those tips go to just adding more features. There's one feature right now that is almost built. We have to get 7 more hours of development time on it. So we're waiting until the tips come in so that we can get them on that. And then we have a couple more right away that we want to do. Stuff that probably doesn't matter to most people out there, unless you're running a campaign. But little feature changes, and then we're going to do some big feature changes. But so you've got to have it approved. So make sure that you're getting it approved during business hours if you need to make a change. And it's probably best if you email support and let us know that, hey, I've got a campaign that's live. I'm getting ready to make a change, and I don't want to miss any time. That way we can be looking for it coming through, and we can get on it right away. I'm typically right here working on commissions and from my comic stuff during those business hours. So you can reach out to me, and I'll most likely be able to jump on it right away for you, unless I'm in a call or something like that. I mean, even right now, as you see, I'm working. I'm responding to messages for Fund My Comic and things like that.
Now
Just how it works.
I got me a question.
Yep.
When I hit the Discover More here,
Mm-hmm.
why does it do that? It automatically scrolls all the way to the bottom.
What do you mean? Why does it do that?
Why does it do that? That drives me nuts, because then I got to scroll all the way back up here so I can keep going down my list, looking down through them.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It bugs me.
I didn't see what you said. It goes all the way to the bottom.
When I hit Discover More, it brings up the next list, and see, it scrolls down.
You just scrolled down.
No, I didn't touch anything. It does it on its own. See, I'll do it again. Look. See?
Oh, okay. It doesn't do it for me. I don't know why. I don't know why.
And it drives
doesn't
me
do it for
nuts
me.
every time it does it. So I'm like, gosh dang it, now I got to scroll back up. I know it's nitpicky, but I was just wondering why it does that. But I guess it does. I guess it's just me. I guess I've got some weird oddity going on.
You must. Yeah, I've never noticed it doing that.
Oh, he launched. Rogue launched, I see.
He did?
I guess it says $0.
Well, he's approved. I don't know that he's launched yet.
Raise
What's it
mode.
say at the top? Approved but not yet running.
Oh, okay. It's not started yet. Okay.
Yeah. So it's I think he has a sign up link on there.
Approved, but it's not started yet. Oh, okay.
No, he doesn't have a sign up link on that page yet.
It's got the Akira cover there. So.
Yeah, but you can go through and see what he's got.
Yeah. I do like how you can go through the campaign before it's live.
Yeah, that was a feature I really liked that I wanted to have in there, like that Black Friday ad stuff kind of idea. So people can see what they can get excited about what my tiers were. And it's really paid off, I think, for a couple of campaigns. Because people have jumped in early to get original art. Original art goes fast.
Oh yeah, people love the original art.
They love it.
Oh wait, what was people saying here? Oh hey, Glenn and Monster Island. Hail hail. Let me see. Did I get caught up? Oh, that reminded. By the way, I need to go back to Hybrids and check it. Let's see, did we get a backer? Let's check. Yeah, we got one.
Oh, sweet. Thank you.
Ah! We got one. That means I gotta go and boop, Sugar Rush.
Sugar Rush. You said you would sing.
I know, I do. I have not heard Sweet Caroline in ages. I actually don't know the lyrics. I just know that part was like Sweet Caroline. So I don't. Let me see. I'm trying to bring up the lyrics here on the YouTubes. I used to hear it in Oldies 107. Oh gosh, yeah, okay. Oh man. Okay. Sim, what are you doing anyway? Sim's muted. That's why. Okay. Just like, yeah, let me restart it here. Where it began, I can't begin to know when.
Let's do it, man. Do it, man. Rip it.
Was in the spring, and spring became the summer. Who'd have believed you'd come along? Man. Touching hands, reaching out, touching me, touching you, sweet Caroline.
Dun, dun, dun.
Good times never seem so good.
So saying, add more feelings.
I've been inclined to believe they never would. Now I look at the night, and it don't seem so lonely. We fill it up with only two. Me and you, Caroline. Curtain runs off my shoulders. How can I hurt when holding you?
Dun, dun,
Touching
dun.
warm, reaching out, touching me, touching you.
That's a good note. That's a good note.
Sweet
Oh my
Caroline.
gosh. Bum, bum, bum.
Good times never seem so good.
So good. So good.
I've been inclined to believe they never would. Oh no, no. All right. That's enough. That's enough.
Dear God, what is happening?
That's for you, Caroline.
Thank you, Caroline. I'm going to be sending you a link to get those rewards. Thank you very much.
Let's see.
Much appreciated. It very much is. Thank you.
That's all for you, Caroline.
That gets us so much closer.
All right. There, I sung. You should all be happy.
Should we?
I did
Should
that.
we now?
I did this for you. Let's see. America's Next Super Sugar. My dog was howling. everybody wins. Well, everybody except for me, because I had to sing. Hope you're clipping this Pale Rider. Oh, Lord. All right. That was a struggle because I didn't remember any of the lyrics.
It was definitely a struggle.
Yes. All right. All right. I got the knock. My food is ready and waiting. And since I'm not allowed to eat it on stream,
I think it's time to go.
Start wrapping this up.
I have to go pick up my daughter. So perfect timing.
Oh, all right.
Don't forget to sub, like, and share.
That's right. Everybody.
Subscribe, like, and share to Sugar Chris.
That's right.
Redress Media.
Oh, so that video I did the other day about Baldur's Gate, it's over 1,000 views. Ain't that crazy?
Nice.
Wow.
Baldur's Gate. You know, when I think of Baldur's Gate, I think of having sex with bears.
Yeah, I mean that's what everybody thinks. That's so weird.
Does it? That's what it is.
Yeah, definitely not something. If I was making the game that I would have focused on, I'd probably focus more on other stuff. But anyway, thanks everybody for joining us.
Yes.
Do go check out Hybrids and, of course, the Fund My Comic website.
Fund My Comic. Oh,
Yeah.
Iron Age
Okay.
Distribution is coming up soon. And we're going to have another site that's going to be for everything else at some point this year
Oh,
called fundiverse.com.
and also go check out Luke's YouTube channel.
Yeah, I got one of those.
Yeah, he does streams as well.
I do the streams. Yeah, we're working on some pre-recorded material as well.
Ooh.
Start
Sim.
putting that out soon.
Yes.
What are you shilling?
Telson and Adverse 2, still on demand.
All right, there you go. Furry view, maybe. What? That was horrible. What? Pale Rider, are you bad mouthing my singing? After all, you whine and fuss about me not singing. I sing, and then you say that was horrible. Wow. I tell you. Anyway, thanks for joining us, everybody. I'm
Thank
hungry.
you.
And I will see you all. Oh, actually, let me check real quick before I do this real quick. Kickstarter.
Bum, bum, bum.
Real quick.
Sorry.
Let me see. I'm free tomorrow. But Tuesday's best if you are. Okay, never mind. I might be able to make it work for Wednesday. All right. I'll see y'all later.
Later.
See ya.
Bye.